everyone, welcome back to Faraday Academy to another live stream. This is part 11 in the series. To kick it off, I'm going to just show you kind of where we're at in the application and some updates from last time. So here's the GitHub repo. If you haven't seen it, it's on my GitHub, gwenf/curriculum-app. And sorry, I was just checking if we were live. So basically there's some description here. It's to for learners of any topic or subject to be able to create a curriculum and follow along, and also see other people's curriculums and maybe copy other people's, update them, and kind of keep track of learning progress just overall. So I have some information about the project. The front and the back end are both included in this repo. It's a full stack JavaScript application, and here are the mockups. Now, since last video, I basically minorly updated the mockups. The biggest change was just adding these progress bars here so people can keep track of how far they are in the curriculum, where they're going. I figure that's like the lowest hanging fruit for giving people feedback, or instant feedback kind of. We were working on the form. I think the last two live streams we hooked up the form, fixed some bugs. And we also have it displaying correctly. I added a color palette, I think just before the last live stream, and started looking into designs. So I'm going to get started working on the app again. So if you were with me actually 2 live streams ago maybe, by the way, I already have this running. I have the back end running already on port 5000, and the front end Vue.js application is on 8080. So if you were with me, I think 2 live streams ago, there was this very weird event error that we couldn't figure out exactly what it was. But after I refreshed the computer, it doesn't seem to be doing it at all anymore. Because what would happen is I would type one letter into this name field, and the event would somehow, I think it was the on or the key press event would register in the input, but then it would register in the form, and it would unfocus this field here. And I have no idea why the event was being handled in that way, because I wasn't doing any custom event handling for any of these inputs, just using Vuetify Vue.js inputs. And for some reason, the event was bubbling up to the form level. Anyways, somehow resetting my computer just fixed that error. It was kind of a nebulous, weird JavaScript thing. So all of the form elements are now saving, and the CRUD operations, or I guess not full CRUD operations, but create and delete are working for these as well. So I can create and also delete, and for enter projects, I can add section and do the same thing here basically. And this all saves correctly. So one second, let me see my list for today. So the first thing I want to do, well, the easiest thing to start with, I guess, is to persist the Vuex state. So right now, if I have something in the Vuex state and I refresh, it's not gonna save the state, basically. So like here I have, let's see, all the curricula. So if I refresh, none of this will be saved, and the state has to restart. So I'm just gonna add this library real quick because, hey Jesse, how are you? It's good to see you on the stream. Yeah, Vue.x persist. This is actually something I usually add at the beginning when I'm first setting up the app, but on the live stream I kind of did this more organically, so I didn't go through like all my setup steps. I'm good. I'm good. This is the 11th live stream building this app, and I think it's going pretty well. TypeScript ready. Yeah. So I think, yeah, I'm just going to install this. So I'll stop the Vue server and install that real quick. Very cool. Is Gemma coding yet? I've tried to get my nieces and nephews coding, but they're just a bit too young. I think the oldest one is 6 now. And I got them a laptop, so I'm trying to get them to start typing so that they can start coding. And it's a slow process. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So I should be able to add this in. Nice. Let me guess, she wants to build a game. It seems like every kid wants to get into coding to build some kind of game. Yeah. UX store. So yeah, this is how I want to use this. So as a plugin. So I'm just going to import Vue persist. So let me get into the front end first in source. And then right now my Vue application isn't that big, so it's still so I'm still doing plugins here. Actually, I don't have any other plugins registered here. I think the only other one is Vuetify. And because Vuetify kind of takes the liberty of setting itself up automatically, if you're using it in a Vue application, it kind of set up this plugin file for me. But I'm just going to add this plugin here. Or no, since it's a Vuex plugin, I forgot, I'm going to add it in the store directly. So I'll add it here. So let me import it here. First, since this finished installing, I'm going to run my server again because that takes a minute to run. And now, let's see. Yeah, here. I don't have any other plugins yet, so I'm going to copy that whole thing. And now when I'm saying new Vuex store, I'm going to add this as a plugin. Vuex, Vue persistence. Oh, I didn't create an object. So I do need an object. And I guess this is just, yeah, it's telling it where I want the storage. So it's giving me the default or the recommended option, which is local storage, which is fine for me. So I need to say that here, I guess. So, and now I have Vuex local.plugin, which will put all my Vuex in local storage and save it on refresh. Okay, so that was kind of a maintenance item that I needed to get out of the way. Let's see. Oh, right. So there's two other things that I have on my list. One of them is just to break up this form component, which is getting out of hand, and do some other code cleanup. And then also, so here when I view all the curricula, let's say, nope, that one doesn't have any sections on it. So maybe this one does. Okay. So here, okay, so this is like two parts. So first of all, the user is unable to edit anything, so I need to make all these fields editable. And then also the checkboxes do absolutely nothing right now. They're just static. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the refresh isn't working either. Oh, okay. So I need to fix some things about where my data comes in, I think. Yeah, so there's a lot to work on. I think the first thing I'm going to tackle, where is it? Oh yeah, test. So I might hook these checkboxes up to be completed, which is actually brings me to another thing that I forgot, which is, so I mentioned before that I want to turn these into objects, but I was just doing strings, so a user could basically just enter the name. So the object that I actually want is, let me get into a file here. Let's see. In views, so let's say the display curriculum page. So right now, resources, these resources, it's just like this. So it's an array, and each one is a string in the array, and that's it. But I need to turn this into an object because, for one thing, I need to say is, or I should do camel case. So is completed, give it a default of false, and then I need to put, I guess, the name or title or whatever I want to call it, which will be a string, and then I need to put a URL. So I think I should have these, which is another string. So I think I should have these three properties on resources. And since I'm using NoSQL, this is kind of all nested. So I have my backend here. I'll just pull up the model. Where are you? Here you are. So in curriculum. So if you can see here, I'll zoom in one more. So this is just an array of strings. So it's I don't want to nest this too deep, but since this is just the third one, I think that's fine. So here I'm going to change these to arrays. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I remember Mongo correctly, I think Mongo will assign objects in arrays, even though they're not top level here in the document. I think it'll assign all of these objects an ID. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's how Mongo works, so we'll see. So in resources, see, I already forgot. Okay, so I want these three. I'm just going to go ahead and copy them and take them out of here. So here, so is completed, which will be, okay, so I'll have to do this as an object, and I'm going to say type is Boolean, and then default is false. And then for name, I'll say type is string, and then I'll make this required, because there is really no default you can have for name, because it could be anything. So required is true, so the user will have to enter that. And then oh yeah, I got confused with all my brackets. Okay, so type, this will be another string, and I guess it's not required because you don't really need a URL. You could just type in the name, like if you have it in your head what project you want to build. If there's any URL that you want to link the title to, you can enter it, I guess. So the only required field is name, and of course is completed will default to false until you come in here and check the box here, and then it will update to true. Okay. So projects is going to be the exact same thing as resources. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. All right. So yeah, I think that's right. And that's pretty much needed right now. Otherwise I can't move forward in the application development. And I wonder, no, actually I don't. I guess if I was using SQL, I would clean the database, but since, you know, Mongo really doesn't care, I'll just leave in the old objects and clean them out later. So, okay. Now, oh, right. So now the next thing I have to update is the form, because let's say I go to create a new curriculum and the form is only saving the name here for these resource links. So I need to somehow turn this into 2 inputs. So let me think. Let me look at the form element here. Create, I think, yeah, create curriculum. Did I, oh, I code folded, that's why I can't find it. All right, so in the card here, these are the sections. So in each section, here is the resource list. So when a user hits enter now on the, where's the resource? Yeah, when the user hits enter here, it goes to this add item function where it saves the resource. So I need one more text field here. So what I could do is just give each text field 50% and I have them in a row. I can get them to be side by side reasonably because I only have 2. So there's no user confusion between putting them vertical or horizontal, I think. But I think the URL is going to be longer than this. So especially if they're on mobile. Well, I guess on mobile it would break into 2 anyway. So maybe I'll just try to do 2 rows and columns. Let me see how that works. And then this will be enter resource name. Oh, then, yeah, then I can't very well. So here, and you would have to hit enter on the second field. So enter link. And then new resource, here would be new resource name and new resource link. And these 2 model to, let's see. So new resource was just modeling to a string. So let me actually model new resource to an object, and then I'll do link, which will be a string, and name, which will also be a string. Okay, and I'll do that for, well, I'll wait to do that for projects because that will break right now. So here we go. So let me change this. So dot name and dot link. And then let me look at the add item function that I have here. And by the way, I looked at the new Vue composition app this week, or the new Vue composition API this past week, and it looks amazing. Because sometimes it is, sometimes it is kind of frustrating in Vue because you have so much going on in the template, and then you have so many different types of data, and then different types of methods, and then different types of computed and watchers and all these other things going on. I think it's going to clean up Vue components massively. So I'm actually pretty excited about the rollout of that in Vue 3. They have a test project that you can use, but it's not good for production in Vue. Hey nobodies, good to see you again. How are you? Yeah, so, oh yeah, I was looking at the add item. So right now, oh right, this code. All right. So I have the key already, which this comes out to be new resource or new project, depends on what I pass in there. So that's what this resolves to be. And the more I look at this, the more I really want to write some tests for this. Anyways, so new resource. Now I need to reference link and name here. So let me see. Well, I guess I'm going to break this all anyways, so I need to change not only resource but new project from a string to an object. And then I need to change this too. So let me, here's my, this is just display project. So here, let me copy this and do the same thing I did for resources here. So I'll take this out and I'll say new project dot name and new project dot link. And I'm probably going to have to add a button here eventually because it might not be intuitive for a user to see both of these boxes. Actually, it's not intuitive at all for a user to see both of these boxes and then somehow know to hit enter after the second one. Yeah. And also this display project should be in another card now. So I feel like I'm just cluttering up the UI, but let me finish what I'm doing with the add item. So right now I need to have this item should be, it should basically be name. Yeah, it should basically be name and then, oh wait, dot name and then comma dot link. That's what new item should be when it's pushed to the array of either the projects array, because then it will be an object that looks like this, which is what we want. I hope they will come up with some good. Yeah, Vue. Are you talking about Vue? Because in Vue 3, it looks like they have awesome TypeScript support. No more of the messiness and workarounds that you had to do sometimes in Vue 2. What's yikes? Are you talking about this function? Or Yeah, it is a little yikes. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm trying to get this working now, I guess. Oh, right. And then I have to do this. So, and I think I need to take a look at this function and figure out what I want to do with this. And then these two fields have to reset after, and I am going to add a button here instead. So just a VBTN basically. Well, let me see if it works first. So I'm going to say, oh, okay. Let's say test and HTTP example.com. Sweet. Okay, so it only shows, oh, so it shows the whole object here. Right, because, let's see. Where am I? So here, where am I doing it? Yeah, so I'm looping through resources. Oh, I code folded. So I'm looping through resources in this v4, and then I'm displaying resource, which used to be a string, now it's an object. So I'm gonna have to display resource.name. Of course, right now you can, I think, not enter a name and just put something here, and now there's nothing there. So I'll fix that. And I'll also, this isn't the best UI, but I'll just add a button here so it looks like a form. So an add item resource, so I have these two rows basically, and I'll add, oh wait, I shouldn't have copied that. So I will add a column here, v call, and then calls equal 12, even though the button won't take up all of that space. So a VBTN, and then at click will be add item. And then I'll leave the key up.enter here, so if someone wants to fill this out quickly, they can. Oh, right. So let me close that. And I need to say something here. So let's say save resource. Okay, so that's a little bit better. This is still going to be redesigned at some point. So let me do the same thing for the projects. You're talking about Vuetify? Yeah, I think Vuetify is the most built out one as far as Vue goes. Let's see here. They definitely seem to have put the most time and resources into the library. But I can't really say, because there's another one called Element UI, which they say they're the most popular Vue UI library, but they're I think they're the most popular in China, which is the biggest user of Vue in the world by far. So it's hard to tell because their English documentation doesn't seem to be nearly as good as their Chinese docs, and I can't read their Chinese docs. But in the West anyway, Vuetify is the best Vue UI library, I think. Okay, so now I have buttons for these. So let me add a name. Okay. I'll leave these below because I'm gonna actually spend time to redesign this at some point. Yeah, and this still works. Oh wait, the add new section doesn't work now. So let me see. Section.new resources undefined. Okay, so I think the method, my add new section method needs to be updated. So when I add a new section, I basically push this object onto sections. Oh, very nice. What are you doing in China? So I think I need to, let me see. Yeah, I need to add new resource and new project onto that. So let me put this one here and add the new resource object. Okay, and now that should work. Did I? Yeah. So let me add a new section. Great. So the new section adds just fine. Let me make sure I can add something in here. Sweet. So that works too. And okay. Yeah, this is all working. Not quite looking but good, but working. So that's exciting. Now let me go to viewing one of these, because if I go to test, oh right, so now it's not used to this being an object. Okay, so let me save a new one actually and see. So let me save a new one just so I can have a test curriculum made. So oh, so I think, oh, it was this field. This must have been the field with the event error. Because when I came back into this, I was like, oh, name is working now, but it's this field that has the bubbling problem. All right, so I'll have to look at that later. Because it's unfocusing every single time I do anything. I wonder if I can just put copy paste here. There. And I don't know, I'll put variables. These will be made into actual links. So let me see example.com. I'll just copy it. Yeah. All right. So example.com, and this will, yeah. So practice variables. Oh, right. So I didn't update how this is viewed, but for right now, I'm going to just add a new section and basically okay, that's fine. I'll do P2. Okay. Intermediate. And now nice. So what do you mean they're tree component? I know Vuetify has a lot of more complicated components that you don't normally use, or I guess you won't use in every application. Let me see if I can just search for it. Tree view. You mean this one? I don't think I've used this one. I guess this is just them building on top of the whatever that HTML5 standard is for collapsing items. Alright, so Python, I don't know what to put, strings, example.com, and Python, let's say, build a calculator. Oh, save resource and then save project. Okay, so I'm done adding things. Let me try saving here. Oh, right. I should have checked if saving works. Oh, it seems like saving does work, but I'm not clearing the form after. So there's a couple things I need to clear up. First, I need to fix how this is displayed, and then I also need to submit this form and clear it. And then, oh, actually I'm gonna be routing them to the page to view this curriculum that they just saved. So let me fix that. So in the project display, oh yeah. Yeah, I think Vue just in general, and React used to do this too, where, you know, it just creates so many extra DOM elements. So, I mean, React has been moving away from that. Vue is too. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot less of this hefty DOM overhead in the future. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm looking for the project loop where I display the projects. So it's right here. And then here I'm displaying the whole object. So instead I need to put object.name. And yep, so that worked. And now there's a couple things. So first, when they save, there's a couple things I want to fix before I move on from the form. So when they save a resource or project, I want the name, oh, this should be name, not link, but I want the name to not be blank. So let me change enter projects link. So this will be name. Okay. So I want the name to not be blank. So let me go into the add item function. And I'm going to have to check that this, so I'm going to have to save this as, call it something here because I'm just using it so many times. So I'm going to call it, I don't even know what to call it. This dot sections, because I'm already using item. I guess I can call this object and this item. Oops. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that here. Let's see, object, this dot sections dot push. So, okay. So if item refers to this, then I'm gonna do item here. Oh, no. Item here. Item. And then, all right, item, sweet. So, okay, and what I want to check is that item.name, oops, is not blank. So, so in JavaScript, else I could send them a push notification. No. What is that called? Toaster? Saying that name cannot be blank to add the item, I guess. Some kind of feedback anyway. So let's see. So if item.name, now I think in JavaScript this will come up as true anyways because it's an empty string, right? Do I have to do length? I can't remember. Okay, well, let me just try it and see. So resource, let me leave this blank now and try to do, oops, example. Okay, good. So I can't. Oh no, I did it as length. Let me try it without length. I really can't remember. So, okay, so I can't, yeah, it works like that. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I can't pronounce your name. Berargumen? All right, so that works. And then I guess I do have a toaster. I think I imported a toaster. Let me look in my store. So in actions. No, actually, let me look in my package.json. No, not that one. My package.json on the front end. I'm getting my applications mixed up. So I guess I haven't added a toaster here yet. So let me go ahead and do that since I'm coming to it. So let me add, well, does Vuetify probably has one? Maybe. Maybe they don't call it a toaster. What would they call it? An alert or something? An alert box, one of those ones that comes up at the top. Let me see. Yeah. So this is kind of what I want, but I don't want just the one that goes up, just covers like the top of the screen here. Is it, you think it's snack bar? Snack something? All right. Oh, snack bar. Open snack bar. Oh, sweet. Thank you. I've actually never heard it called that. Let me see this one. Multi-line snack bar. Snack bar with the timeout. All right. And then I guess, oh, top right. Okay. Yeah, I think I want to stack them in the top right. That's perfect. And they have success info error. So, well, let me, no, that's right. It's already installed. That's great. So I can just start using this because I already have all of Vuetify's elements ready to use in the app. So let me, oh wait, I have to move this. Yeah. So let me, my face keeps coming up in my way. It's still there. Okay. So it's in a container, in a card. Oh, these are just all the options. So what I really want is snackbar equals true. So this makes it appear. This will be a V snackbar. So I probably want this just in one place in the application, and then I can pull it in and use it in any component that I want. But let me go ahead and start using it in this component and see. Let me just, I'll put it at the very end here. And equals right. Oh, so this will come out. So I want right and top. So I wonder if I need, let me look at their other example. So this one is just at the bottom. So let me see what it does. That must be the default, I'm guessing. So all this one does is have a V model. Okay. So I guess I can get rid of that. I'll get rid of this for now. Get rid of left. Set multi-line to actually I don't want multi-line right now. So right, this will be true, and then top will be true. Okay, so timeout. Oh, right. So timeout, I guess that's in milliseconds, I'm assuming. Is that milliseconds? All right. Timeout, time in milliseconds. Use 0 to keep open indefinitely. Default is 6,000. Which would be 6 seconds. I guess I'll just use 5 seconds here. So this will show up on the top right. The timeout will be 5 seconds. Mode, I'm not going to have vertical. Okay. And then text. This is what I'm going to have, will vary based off of whatever, but I'm just going to make this show right now. So oh, right. So let me actually put this on my component data. So I'll say snackbar text. And now I'll have to set snackbar equal to true somewhere. Oh, wait, here's script. So snackbar equals false. So I need two things here now. So at the end here, I'm going to add snackbar text. And then, all right, and then snackbar, which I'll change the name of this later too. So I'll set this to false, and then I need to change this to true to show it, which I'm going to do through the JavaScript. So here I will set, let's see, I'll set this dot snackbar text to equal item dot name must provide no, these I need to put a variable in here because I want to tell them what type of item. Must provide no type, so it'll either be resource or project name. Okay, so that will be the snackbar text, and then I'll set this dot snackbar equal to true, and then after 5 seconds I think it will just set itself to false and disappear. So I guess we'll see if that works. Sweet. So that will disappear in a second. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to clean this up. I don't think I want this in a component. Maybe I'll yeah, maybe I'll make a snackbar component with the config here, and then just a custom thing, and I can pass it in as I want, because there's a bunch more options. Like I wanted to set this as info or error or whatever. Yeah, and then if I want to use it in Vue.js too. So the show state should be in Vue.js, like the Boolean for it, I guess. But yeah, that's a good idea, thanks. So yeah, anyway, that was good to add for now. And then I can say, hey, thanks for tuning in, Desi. It's good to hear from you. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Say hi to your daughter. All right. Yeah, so that works fine. So now I think, yeah, so this, oh, I guess I'm always typing in Python 3. So here, I'm going to have to clean up all these at some point. Yeah, so I wanted to get these checkboxes saving in this stream, but it's been 53 minutes and I don't think I will get to it. This dot. Bye. This dot root option. I'm not sure. What do you mean this dot root option for what? So yeah, this definitely needs to be cleaned up. I always have so many things on the list that I want to do, and then I probably get to like 30% or 40% of them. So, okay, right, the display. So when I'm displaying, am I code folding here? Yeah. V list. Okay, so here's my list of resources. And I need to just display, yes, right, like I mentioned earlier, I forgot. So Mongo does indeed add the ID because it's on the object here. That's awesome. So I think we'll need that later. So here it's just, when we're listing it, we're displaying the whole resource. So let me just put name and see. Yeah, so now it just gives it the name. But I don't think I want this all to be clickable. I want them to have to just like hover over this and click, because here I want this variable or this name to be a link. So if they provide a link, it will link to their resource. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it on Vuex. I would like to do everything through Vuex that I'm gonna be using in more than one component, if I can. So here, so let me, actually with this view list, I need to make it so this list group, so the entire item isn't clickable. So let me look at that list. Let me try in groups. I think it's groups because here under list group I have multiple, which is the setting that's allowing me to check off. Well, okay. So I don't, but if I had like multiple resources in this list right here, I would be able to check them all off because I'm using the multiple option here. Which I want to do, but okay. So maybe I just don't want a list group. I think I just might not want a list group. Okay. This one item must be selected. Okay. Yeah, that seems to be just the functionality of list groups. So I'm probably not going to want a list group. Oh, okay. Let me look at lists and see. I wonder if I can make it not clickable. Oh wait, here's disabled. So can I disable it? Will that just disable the list without disabling the checkbox maybe? Let's see. It doesn't make much sense to say I can select multiple, but they're disabled. So I can select them, but I can't select them. Let me see. Hi Francis, how are you? And it's actually not affecting anything. So, oh right, because disabled should be in vlist, and I'm doing it down here in group. So let me see how that works. Oh, so the checkbox is now disabled. Let's see. So how can I get it to make it so the whole row is not clickable, just the checkbox? Sorry. All right. Yeah, it seems to be just a function of list groups in general, because there aren't any links inside of these, because when you click it just checks the checkbox. Well, I guess these are links, but it's either link or checkbox, but I want both. All right, let me look in this and see. So I like having the list groups. Yeah. I wonder if there's a way. I guess I could manually handle this, but I don't want to do that. And I like the functionality of the list. Like I like, where is it? I like how the checkbox is kind of like that whole thing. I really like it, but I just don't want this to be clickable. I wonder if there's a way to just disable, because here's the action and here's the content. So I wonder if I can just disable this. What if I just put a disabled here? I wonder what that's going to do. Does nothing. Okay. Disabled equals false. Let me try it and see. So I'll disable disabled. So and then in the checkbox I'll put, you would think that this would work. Let's see if it does. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, I guess there's no event at all. Here, let me move my face. Nothing going. Oh yeah, in this one, yeah, but then in this one, there's nothing. All right. So let's see. That's not working. Yeah, that's how I feel. Man, because I really, well, let me just put this in a link and see what happens then. So I'll put, so I can't even remember the name of Vue's link. What is it? Vue router. Oh, router link, right? Is it router link? Router link 2 equals, no, I need this to be JavaScript. So 2 will equal resource.link. And then, actually, yeah, so in the form I need to make sure this is a link because it could just be text right now, but we'll fix that later. Wait, so router link. So let me see. Is router link not the right name, or am I doing something wrong? Next is undefined. Type check field. Okay. So the link isn't working properly. because I don't think I have, because this is undefined sometimes in some cases, I think. Just because of because I'm not handling the data properly and making sure things are properly entered right now. V button 2. Yeah, but won't that will put this name inside a button. By the way, let me clean up this project so it looks a little better. All right. So here, can't believe it's been over an hour already. Well, let me just see if V button works, even if it's not the final solution. Let me try VBTN. It doesn't look like it. Oh, maybe. That's really weird. That's not gonna do it. Okay. So I'm gonna put this here, comment it out for now. And okay, so I have these and I have to figure out, I have a couple options, I guess. So the parent element for all of these is a vList. So I could, and what I might do is just manually, like, not put this in a Vuetify list and take this. Oh, right. That makes sense. Yeah, I could have done that. Yeah, that was dumb. Of course, you don't want it to look like a button. So what I could do is, since I just want kind of this circular functionality here, and I could use the same thing that we're using here, like when I add this X has kind of the same thing, so I could just do whatever Vuetify is using to get this circle on hover, and kind of put the same functionality here. I might not be able to use a Vuetify list because it seems to just default to that functionality, which is unfortunate. Or maybe I just don't know enough about all the Vuetify options yet. Three. But they don't show any examples for it, so I don't think so. Expand, yeah. So I think next time I'm gonna take this and put it into, or make this a custom list with a Vuetify checkbox and then text here, and that way I can have, like, everything to the right of the checkbox can be its own link, not the same link that checks the checkbox. I think I'm gonna have to do that, just a custom solution. And then, so after that, I'll, yeah, maybe do some code cleanup, and I'll hook these up so that they'll actually check the boxes. So that will just mean I'll be saving these onto arrays in the Vue component state, and then in the back end it's going to flip the switch when a user checks those boxes. It's going to automatically flip the switch to true in the back end, so I have to hook up that functionality. And then yeah, so I have to hook up that functionality, and also the inline edit, so when someone hovers over, let's say they hover over the title here, I want a pencil to pop up. They can click the pencil and edit directly from there. I know some apps like Trello, I think Trello.com does it where you can just directly click on the title. But for right now, I think I'm going to use a pencil icon, and that way I can have buttons to say save or close, save or cancel for this. Yeah, so I think that's it for the stream. Unfortunately, it's been over an hour and 10 minutes already. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and thanks for the input again. So I am streaming again on, let's see, tonight is Wednesday night. I'm streaming again Friday at the same time, so 8 p.m. Eastern time on Friday, and hopefully I'll spend a little bit over an hour, and then again on Sunday at noon. So thanks. It was good to see everyone again. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again then. Have a good night.